of humor. And now, where do you parents? Can you have a new family by Friday? Yeah, you can. But start today. I mean, don't wait. You're the one that's going to make a difference. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to Have a New Family by Friday, a practical plan for a happier home in 5 days. I'm Kevin Leman. Whether you're married, whether you're single, thinking of getting married, this is a series for you. We got 5 kids, and believe me, you'll learn a few things being married all that time, I'm telling you. And this is what you have to understand about marriage. You, and how you respond to life in general has everything to do with the kind of marriage you're going to have. You know, and this isn't rocket science. The things that you decide to do differently are what's going to make this marriage all about. See, women are interesting. You talk about communication. They want you to know how they're feeling, gentlemen, without having to tell you how they're feeling. Harold, will you come over here and just give me a hug? Harold puts down the newspaper, walks over and goes, what did she say to herself? She says, well, he held me all right, but he only held me because I asked him to and not because he really wanted to. So I would leave you with some of these thoughts. Be an encourager, be a listener. Strive to meet each other's needs daily, pray together, stay within the boundaries. There's a great little scripture over tucked away in the book of Jude, Jude 21. Always stay in the boundaries where God's love can reach and bless you. She possesses inner strength and dignity. She has a sense of humor and doesn't fear the future. In fact, on the back of her t-shirt, it says, guess what? No fear. Mama Bear fears nothing. I mean, once you've had kids, you know what torture can be like. What's the result of all this? Her kids will stand and call her blessing. So here's some things to think about for single moms in particular. Single mom, look at me, okay? Pay attention. You can do this, but you need to be consistent and loving with your kids. You got to know when to draw those boundaries, okay? You need to be the mama bear you need to be, okay? And do not let guilt run your life. The circumstances that made you a single parent can drive you to do the absolute worst things for yourself as a mom and for your kids. I had a working mom in an era where moms didn't work, and one of my vivid memories is watching her walking home about 6:30 in the morning from the bus stop through 2 feet of snow. She worked nights at a hospital to put food on the table. You know, I'm grateful for my mom, and like many of you moms out there, you're like that Energizer Bunny commercial we see on TV, and you're on duty 24/7. And some days I'm sure you're thinking, man, is this worth it? I don't know. Let me tell you, it is worth it. Now, Ephesians 6:4, and I'll give you a little different translation. Here it is. Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. So kids, and especially daughters, tend to look up and see daddy, you know, bigger than life. Dad is dad. Now, some of you grew up with a critical, in-your-face, know-it-all dad. Now, you want to plant the seeds of rebellion in your kid's life, that's how you do it, Dad, okay? By knowing it all. So the loving father is what we're after. Well, Dad, here's the kicker. You need to be a listener. You need to be a listener. In general, as men, we don't listen. I can't tell you how many times I've showed up at the wrong restaurant. And I'm saying, my wife, she's late again. I call her and she said, Leamy, where are you? I'm over at Outback. Well, I'm over at such and such. Are you wrong again, honey? No, honey, we had this conversation. And I would admit, listening is not one of my greatest skills. We represent God to our kids, our gentle, affirming nature. How many times have you had a young woman say, you know, I want to marry someone, what? Finish the sentence. Just like Dad. So we are the model. And the greatest compliment she can give to us is that statement. I want to marry somebody just like you, Dad. And you've only got a short window to make a difference in your kid's life. You want your kids to be disciplined. I mean, anybody, go out and sit at a park or in a mall and just chill and just watch kids. And you'll know why some mothers eat their young. I mean, kids are out of control. We got kids short of a yardstick and in charge of adults. It's crazy. I mean, I'm old. I'm old enough to remember when kids used to obey their parents. Now parents obey their kids. That's the way it is. Train up a child. Do we train up children in our society, or do we train them down? I think we train them down. I think we talk down to them way too much. People always ask me where I get my material. I just hang out at the supermarket and listen to you moms talk to your kids. All right, listen up. No running around, no fooling around. Don't ask for anything because the answer is no. I'm just going to run in here and get a couple things. Your dad's going to be home in a few minutes. Do you want to go to the car? It's 104 degrees. Do you want to go to the car? Oh, yes, you're smart parents out there, aren't you? So you emphasize what they do good. Watch the negative stuff. If the criticisms, make sure it's general. But be specific with the encouragement. Your son, your daughter needs vitamin E, which is encouragement. They also need vitamin N, which is no. But again, there's balance between those things, okay? Keep your ears open more and your mouth open less. Discipline, what a difference discipline makes. It's now or never. Thank you very much. The problem is, you don't have forever. Wow, here we are at what a difference an attitude makes. Wow, attitude, I'm telling you, it's everything. And helping teenagers navigate, now get this, the perfect storm of adolescence. You don't think it's a perfect storm? You're going to learn about perfect storm during this session. Now you put those things together. You got the teenagers and the peer group. And now bring them in line with parents who are struggling with their own issues, who overparent, threaten, cajole, boss, control the living heck out of these kids, or simply bow out and disengage. And what do you have? You have the elements of the perfect storm. And I'm telling you, it can be a doozy. Or a kid slams the door. Same thing. You can react or you can respond. Excuse me, honey, what did that slam door mean anyway? Does that mean you're sick of living in this 4-bedroom home with all the amenities all right? Just checking. All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning. She's in the cave for the night maybe, okay? But the point is, don't look for trouble. Even though they're struggling, you treat them like they're already where you want to be. You're expressing confidence that they can do it in life. And believe it or not, they can do it in life. So, you know, having kids is a blessing. Are there some rough spots? There is. But what counts more than anything else is your attitude. I think people found it fascinating that these little cubbies come out of the same den and be so unique and so different. Psalm 139, okay? For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wow, that's powerful scripture. Well, middle children, although they walk to a little different beat of the drum, they feel the pressure from the firstborn, okay? The lab rat of the family, and little Snooky, that baby of the family who got away with too much, okay? And they're squeezed. So they are most likely to go outside of the family for friendships, okay? So friendships are huge to them. They're loyal. If there's a word that describes the middle child, it's loyal. Now here's a question for your only children, okay? You ready for it? Why are you an only child? Mom and Dad take one look and say, well, that's enough of those. One only child told me once, he said, well, I'll tell you the truth, Leman, I think they reached perfection the first time. There's some truth in that. God made each of us different. And we can rejoice in the fact that birth order does make a difference. So, you know, enjoy this difference. Celebrate it. It's what human beings are all about. But just for fun, how many of you are grandparents? Let's see the... You know, I was looking for scripture, by the way. I found one about silver hair, you know, on grandparents to use for this session. And I thought, you know what? A lot of grandparents don't have any hair, and I just didn't want to make you feel bad, so I'm not even going to go there with this one. We have an opportunity to really make a difference. I feel so bad about a young woman once who told me, she said, my grandmother was a birthday card with a $20 bill on it. Isn't that sad? Well, what a sad situation, because she didn't take advantage of the opportunity to really make that indelible imprint on this little granddaughter's life. I think the best thing about having grandchildren is, you know, they just love us the way we are. They just love us. They come running. Here comes Grandpa, here comes Grandma, and usually they have little names for us, you know, names that you and I might not even think of. It's how you live your life that makes a difference. Again, I want to make a difference in those kids' lives. I know you want to too. And here's the fun part about being a grandparent. You get to enjoy them, you have fun with them, and then you get to give them back. Night, 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 night. It's time to go to bed now. 9 o'clock and I'm drooling.